tonight we're going to show you that self-love can really be the beginning of both those journeys. So we're going to bring up our first speaker, which will be Dawn Jackson Blatner. I'll give you a second, don't worry. Everybody give her a round of applause. If you don't know Dawn Jackson Blatner, she's the registered dietitian from the Chicago Cubs. She's many things also. She's a published author. She's also the winner of a reality TV show. And her biggest claim to fame was that she was on the Sweat Life podcast, right?
That's my biggest claim to fame. Yes, thank you.
I knew it. Okay, are you ready?
Yes, yes, I'm very ready. I would like to say, for the record, this is one of the friendliest groups I've ever been to.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not kidding.
And so what we want to know tonight is, can you tell us about the ways that self-love has changed your career for the better?
I have 3 C's that I have been following for myself. So the first C for me is what I call the catch and flip. So I say nasty, hurtful things to myself literally all the time. And so I started catching it. I was like, oh wait, like I don't have to say that. I'm gonna flip it to the absolute opposite. So instead of what a lot of people will say is like, oh, don't say hateful things to yourself, pick something that you do love about yourself and believe that. And it's like, no, I actually want to start believing the actual opposite of the nastiness that I'm doing. I don't want to just keep saying I have beautiful blue eyes. Like, I would like to do the opposite. The second one, you all know this one, is like, don't compare. Comparison is the killer of all joy. Ever been on Instagram and then all of a sudden hate yourself? Yeah, that's a big way to do it. It's like, comparison is the killer of all joy. And then the third thing that I do, and I think this is funny because people are like, how is this self-love? Don't criticize others, okay? Because here's the deal. If you criticize someone else and people are like, I don't do that. You all do it, by the way. And here's how you do it, little things. Like, oh, I wouldn't wear that with that. It makes that nasty voice much stronger, so when it turns back on you, it gets you. So self-love is also a part of not criticizing others so that your own voice stays sweet and loving, compassionate. So those are my 3 C's. Thank you.
Yay! Everybody give Dawn a huge round of applause. So can you tell us about Row and why you founded the organization? And then tell us about the way that Row helps breast cancer survivors emotionally and physically care for themselves.
I wanted to start a rowing program as a rowing coach. I knew about the benefits of exercise for survivors, and we've been in Chicago for almost 10 years now. So our organization is really focused on increasing the amount of exercise that survivors have. So if they're exercising 1 day a week, we want them exercising 1 or 2 days a week. If they're already exercising, we want to increase that even more. We have women that have never exercised. No one on the team had been a rower before, so everyone is new to the sport. And Kim's like, yeah. And our program is really expanded and grown over the years. So we have 80 women on the team. Even if they never end up rowing with us, we get them walking, we get them doing yoga, we get them doing other activities, and learn about really that relationship with your body and how you can become a thriver.
It's kind of ironic because today's my 5th anniversary of my diagnosis date. So I've been kind of like in a daze all day about it. But for Row, the women on that team are like my second family. They have become some of my best friends. And when I started, Kathleen and I think even Nell and Jen can tell you, it was not pretty. These women would call me. If I was 5 minutes late, somebody, Kim, where are you? I'm parking the car. You know, if I had a bad day, they would call me. Kathleen and I sit in the boat together. She's my stroke. If I'm having, she'll look behind me. Kim, are you okay? I'm fine. You know, she's like, come on, you know, this is easy, we can do this. So emotionally, we are not a typical support group. We don't sit around and talk about cancer, you know, we don't do that. But what you have is, you have women who have been on the same path. It may veer off a little bit differently here and there, but if you got someone you need to talk to, there's somebody there who understands what it is you're going through. I'm not a victim, I'm victorious.
Yay!
I don't let cancer define who I am, I define it. And I walk around. I've never owned so much spandex and pink stuff in my life. But that is what I've gotten from this whole journey. And like I said, I've met some wonderful women. I've come in contact with people that are just awesome, and they make me feel awesome. So that's what I've gotten out of it.
Robin French, founder and creator of Bare Feet Power Yoga. Everybody give her a huge round of applause.
So my intention with opening my studio was to create a space in which everybody felt welcomed to come as they are, to be as they are, and to leave as they are. I really wanted to set the intention of practicing acceptance. One of the ways that I did that was by not having any mirrors at my studio, which can be kind of unique in the fitness industry. And I did that for a couple different reasons. One is that I find that when I'm in a space and there's a mirror in front of me, I'm constantly judging myself for like how my external form looks. Versus in yoga, we talk so much about like the internal, like creating that loving relationship with yourself. So I thought the removal of mirrors would help everybody to go a little more within. When you make a mistake, because it's bound to happen, that you let go of it immediately and you move on. So if you're teaching a yoga class and in the first 5 minutes you say something wrong or you call the pose wrong or whatever it is, if you're thinking about that for the rest of the class, that's just like dragging you down. So we try to focus on, okay, like you acknowledge that that happened and you allow yourself to move on. And because we do that as teachers, I think our students also adapt that on their mats, but more importantly, off their mats. Do more of what makes you happy. To find the things in your life that fuel your passion or feed your soul. And it doesn't really matter what it is. It could be reading, writing, meditating, yoga, working out. Like I don't really care what it is, but find that time to do something every day that brings you joy. I think that when we take that time out for ourselves, it becomes so much easier to be there for one another.
Yes, give it up for Robin.
Oh my goodness!